Hey guys, it's Amber and I am getting ready to work on day 10. So sometimes things just really work out. I had a totally different day 10 in mind and I'm gonna change it up to like day 15. And this one came together really quickly once I kind of got started. So this is the cover of my advent calendar. It's like 10 by 10. This is what the inside looks like. It's pretty fun. It's got very fun colors on it. Didn't eat that one yet. But I want to cut this down and punch it and put it in the album, which is partly what I did last year. Last year I cut like an 8 by 8 block or 6 by 6 block, I think, because that was what I could fit into a 6 by 8 album. This is I'm going to leave the tab on too. So with the tab, it'll be just over 11, so that should fit perfectly, but it's still 10¼ inches tall. So I have to cut off 2 inches, and it's probably going to be like 1.5 inches here and like maybe ½ an inch here. If the design was like, if this was on this side, I would honestly like totally cut this out and have this be like an open shape in the album, because I just think that would look really, really cool. And if I was covering it with something, I would totally do that. But I'm just leaving it on the inside because I think it's stinking adorable. So this is going to just be punched out on its own. And then I have this paper in my stash. This is American Crafts from 2 or 3 years ago. I don't even think there's like a name to this listed at all, but it's definitely from a couple years ago, and I just thought that the colors matched really well. This is like a hard purple to find, and even like the mint green and like a little bit of navy match, and then the blue is not perfect but darn close. So it's gonna be really bold and vibrant in the album. But what I'm thinking about doing is taking this difficult December and cutting off the December. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the A or not, like A December. And then I'm going to use my chipboard stickers here to spell out countdown. I don't think I want to do calendar. Sorry, there's little pieces falling out. I think I'm going to, or like December Advent. I don't think I want to do that either. Like Advent's kind of all over here, and so is calendar. So I think countdown will be fine. And with these smaller letter stickers, I think that it will fit pretty well if I space it right underneath there. Part of the reason why I picked this is because these numbers are not true white. They're a little bit more of a cream. So I'm going to try to fit the number in here somewhere. And then I'm going to do my journaling on this tag. It matches pretty well. It says be of good cheer, which is a fine sentiment, but I have this little pink holiday treat die cut from Ellie's Studio that I think I'm going to layer on there. So space wise, this is going to be about 8¼ inches. So I think I'm going to make like a little cluster kind of like this. One of the things that I had really wanted to make happen, and I have just some photo paper here because this is see-through, I think I'm going to pop it on white so that it really stands out nice and bold. I'm going to trim that out. Use some ribbon. I really, really wanted to use these for my advent calendar. The problem is this is so different from normal Christmas colors that I'm not really going to go with it. I thought this could be fun as like a window. Even like the dark green I could kind of get away with. I just thought, you know, like it looks like a little advent calendar, so I thought it would be really fun. But I don't need it to tell the story. And there's still some fun things I want to do with that. So one thing that I saw someone do was to make like a tree. Allie did like 6, and I'm just putting these in like a random order. Allie did 6 of these on her page, but I saw someone else make a tree, and I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. It's so adorable, but the colors just do not go with what my project is. And could I make these out of my own pattern paper? Sure. But I looked through several things, and unfortunately I just didn't really find anything from Allie's kit that would go. So I'm going to just put that on the back burner. A couple other things I did consider, just in case you're curious. I had this card from LA Studio, which had tradition and had like that pink. So I thought about that. I have this awesome pink paper from Scenic Route that I thought would be really cute. But I'm not going to be using that. This is Simple Stories. I thought that that may have some fun, bright colors. And then that was another pink one I found. And none of them really went as well as this. This is like perfect. So it's going to be a really simple one. It's got just simple journaling, but it's going to be fun. And one thing that I was kind of experimenting with, so I looked through my ink swatches that I have in my little album here. And this teal blue here from Kelly Perky matches really well. And I thought about maybe, I want to see if this was kind of dry too. I thought about maybe like inking up this cream colored. Let me see if you can see it there a little bit better, hopefully. I thought that that would kind of be an interesting way to make it blend a little bit more. And I had two inks that I thought would look really well, the Ali Edwards Columbia and then this Kelly Perky, but like when you hold the paper up to it, it's like dead on. So I'm not sure yet if I want to do that. And the other thing that I was considering doing was maybe like running a line of stitching along here, like especially like right along the bottom. I don't need to. And you know, it probably won't look right since these aren't connected. So I'm not sure if I'm going to ink or do anything yet. So I kind of wanted to like, I've considered even just doing like the outside. And it looks cool. And all I did was like literally just stick this on the pad and rub it around. And because it's textured, it only picked up ink in a few places. But I'm still kind of trying to decide how I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to start cutting this out. So a few of the letters, I'm going to try to follow the curve. And then the rest of them, unfortunately, like I don't really tell sad stories or difficult stories. Not that I don't have those days, but it's just not my focus for December Daily. Like this is my chance to like play with really fun product and tell fun stories that I don't always tell in my monthly project life. And so I'm honestly not going to worry too much about it. So my M and B are barely held on together, but once I get this cut out, I will probably glue them together. But I'm just following the die cut prompts that are kind of like already here. Honestly, that went actually even better than I thought. It looks pretty good. So I just need to pop out all these middles. My plan, once I start putting down my stickers, is to basically start at the like the C and the N of countdown and like work my way into the middle. So I'm gonna write it down on a scratch piece of paper, figure out if there's actually a middle letter. Generally, if you have like an M, you have to pay attention because they're wider, like that one. Or if you have an I, you have to pay attention to your spacing because they're skinnier. But everything in countdown is pretty much all going to be the same width. So that's something that's in there. It finally separated. So I'm just gonna stick this together. And I did consider popping this up on foam dots because that's what I did on my day 3 with my calm and bright word. But I don't think you need to. And I was debating if I should cut the little line right there. I think that I will to define that E better. And the B, there we go. Cute. So I'm gonna get my sticker paper printed out and then get this cut down and measured and get my stickers, and then I'm pretty much done. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm all finished. Okay guys, so I just wanted to share a quick look at my Photoshop setup here for a tag that looks like this and how I set it up. So I created a 3x4 canvas for myself. These are slightly less than 3x4, so you'll notice I tried to leave myself plenty of room around the outside so that it will fit. And I added some guides. So if you go up here, make sure I'm clicked in Photoshop, and go to View and then click New Guide, you can either select horizontal or vertical, and then you start the position. The starting position is always up here in the left-hand corner on the top. So I created one by measuring 1 1/4 inches down, 1/4 inch from the top, 1/4 inch from the left, and 1/4 inch from the right. And then I, just added my journaling in 2 different layers there. This is the Hiku inline font. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it will be linked in my information in the video. And then Remington Noiseless has been my journaling choice for the past few months. So I'm going to print this out on the Mako sticker paper. Oh, that's got lots of fingerprints I need to wipe off. It's going to go on the Mako sticker paper, and I will adhere it down to that tag. And then I also have, instead of having it say Be of Good Cheer, which I will show you in a minute in my video walkthrough, I'm going to layer over this holiday treat little tag instead. So I can't wait to see how this comes out, and I'll be sharing more of this in just a moment with you. Okay, so I've got my 3x4 card printed on a 4x6 piece of the sticker paper. That's the smallest I can print on in my printer at home. So I'm cutting it down. I added some guidelines there. And just using my shirt to smooth out some of those fingerprints. So I'm going to just peel off the back and then center it the best I can very lightly down at the bottom. I'm using the bottom line of journaling as my guide, and then just using my Cricut tool to help smooth it down. It looked like it comes out pretty clear. This is matte. You can buy a clear one as well. But it just looked a little foggy. I just need to get some of the bubbles out. So I'm using my non-stick scissors to help trim off the edge, just using the plastic transparency tag as a guide. I'm just getting that smoothed out a little bit more. And then I'm going to take my 1/4 inch power punch, and some of these tools are saved in my link for the video. So I'm taking my power punch to make the hole bigger so I can put some trim through it. And then I'm going to just use some 1/8 inch tape to put on the top, bottom, and a little bit on the sides, and then I'm going to mount that to that larger than 3x4 piece of, basically it's just extra photo paper I had laying around instead of cardstock. So I'm going to attach that on there and then just retrim and punch it again. Just so that it's nice and smooth, and I like how bright that is. There's a lot going on with the stripes and the colors, and I didn't need that showing through, so I'm happy with how that came out. So now I'm just adding a little bit of score tape to the die cut. I'm pretty sure that's an LA Studio. I have no idea what year. And then that's ready to go. So now I'm going to take my 12x12 paper and cut that down on my old Making Memories trimmer. I just cut it to 8 1/4 tall and then 11 inches wide. And then I'm going to slowly trim this down. It's a shame that I had to. I tried taking a good photo of it, but there's a lot of glare because the material of the cardstock is really shiny. So I had a hard time getting a good photo. So that's why I just ended up cutting it off and using it. Plus it's fun to have an element of the real product in your album. So I'm just taking my punch template there and getting the pages punched, and then for the second one I layered over the one I had just done over the paper. They were the same, but I just wanted to make sure they were definitely lined up together very well. So I'm just kind of starting to place these items together here, and I'm going to start working on my words. You can't really see it very well, but in the upper right hand corner under my adhesives there I had countdown written out, so I knew that the T was in the center. I forgot to account for the fact that W is wider. So usually I'm actually pretty good about putting letter stickers down by just starting to the left and going to the right, but this is a trick I learned from Allie that I wanted to use so that everything was balanced within those two spaces. So I quickly realized that the COUN was going to be way too spaced out, but I kind of just let it go. I very gently tap these down using my paper piercer there to help me guide everything and see. And then I just rearranged them a little more off camera than you saw. I also realized that I forgot to show when I was putting down the trim and adhering the December word. Those just have adhesive. So I was just digging through my stash, and I remembered that I had this fun postcard and a sheet of stickers that came with my advent calendar in the mail as well. So I'm cutting out that little marshmallow guy melting in the little cocoa. I actually cut off the handle. I wasn't super worried about trying to get that done. And it was like a perfect spot to put my number 10, so it wasn't floating out there by itself. I'm really happy that I found that and that I had saved it, because I didn't have a preset page for this in my setup. I knew I wanted to do it, but I forgot to put notes on what I already had. So I'm just using some adhesive to put that down. It's like a thick cardstock, so I didn't want to use rolling adhesive. So I'm just pushing that down. I added a little sticker of extra marshmallows. Thought briefly about trying to layer a vellum heart or something in there, but it was just too big. I'm going to end up putting a little tiny chipboard heart on in just a moment that you'll see that matches like the dark teal blue. It's from an old Ali Edwards set. I just wanted a little something on there to draw your attention to it. And pretty happy with how it came out. Okay guys, all done here. I've been trying to figure out what to do here. Do I cut it off and put a different kind of tab on? Like, I thought it would be fun to keep the original, but like, do I just do something else with it? Like, you know, something pink, or like one of Allie's sticker ones? I don't know what to do to make it interesting. I did think about, like, you know, throwing a little chipboard heart on there or something, obviously in a different color. Or I have these like puffy hearts. This teal one could look really cute. But yeah, I wasn't quite sure what to do with that. So here's the inside. Ended up cutting that out of like the little postcard that kind of came with it, since I didn't end up really using any like personal photos. And then there was that sticker sheet, which was really cute. I thought about putting like little s'more sticks sticking out. But the little added marshmallows was kind of perfect because it had some colors that were in the paper and things. So that worked out really well. So I'm really happy with how it came out. Can't wait to see you guys for day 11. And just a reminder, if you're not subscribed to my channel, if you do so, you'll be automatically notified when I post new content. And I have a Spotify playlist saved in my information for the video. Thanks so much.